Well, meantime, the second highest ranking official at the Justice Department and President Trump's former personal attorney, Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche, set to meet today with Ghislaine Maxwell, a longtime associate of convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell is currently serving 20 years in federal prison for sex trafficking crimes. This is the latest move by the Trump administration to tamp down the fallout over the Epstein saga and the Justice Department's decision not to release all of its Epstein investigation files. He killed himself in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Let's bring in NewsNation's Joe Khalil live for us there on Capitol Hill. And Joe, today's meeting really comes after an unexpected move by a House subcommittee late last night.
Yeah, I really didn't think we'd be talking much about the House Oversight Subcommittee on Federal Law Enforcement. It's a really small group, only 11 lawmakers. But last night, late in the evening, they passed some major consequential votes to issue subpoenas. One was for the entire Epstein file grouping, all of it, all of the files they have issued this subpoena for. There's another one that, and remember, by the way, that comes after several House Republican leaders had actually pushed back against efforts to do something like this, to have votes to release all the Epstein files. We know they were deferring to the White House. They wanted the president, the Department of Justice to be making those decisions. No longer. Now, the House, Republicans and Democrats, in a bipartisan way, are really going to force the hand, it seems, and release these files. Another subpoena that came along with that is actually for a deposition to bring in all of the following people here: Bill and Hillary Clinton, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Merrick Garland, Bob Mueller, William Barr, Jeff Sessions, Alberto Gonzales, all potentially in relation to the Epstein files. And there is an amendment also that would release all of the communications that President Biden's team, his staff, and his Department of Justice had relating to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, all of these would need the signature of the chairman of the Oversight Committee, James Comer. We are told by a spokesperson for the chairman that he actually does not have a choice in the matter. He is legally obligated to sign off. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he makes a decision to do that. Chairman Comer was actually here already this morning for another deposition, unrelated matter, but he was asked questions about all of this, and this is what he said this morning.
I never thought that we would be questioning the Clintons and others on with respect to the Epstein files, but the Democrats voted in a bipartisan manner yesterday to do that. So what I've told people all week, the Republicans on the House Oversight Committee have been very interested in this Epstein ordeal for weeks now.
Nichole, I think it's worth reiterating because the chairman is exactly right there. This committee, again, the vote was 8-2, so it's overwhelming. And all the Republicans, or most of them, voted to basically defy the White House and say, no, we're going to release these anyway. And all of the Democrats voted to say, OK, let's bring in the Clintons and all of these former Democratic legal officials. So it is an interesting bit of bipartisanship there, as both sides of the aisle in Congress are pushing for more transparency and for the release of more documents and information around this Epstein situation.
Yeah, so both sides making that push. And Joe, yesterday we heard the Oversight Committee also formally issued a subpoena for Ghislaine Maxwell. What is the latest with that?
Yeah, and you mentioned off the top there that one of the top officials at the DOJ is going to be meeting with her today. We can confirm that. The subpoena that she was issued is for August 11th. Remember, she is incarcerated right now in a prison in Florida, so she's not going to fly up to Washington, D.C., but it's our understanding there's going to be some kind of remote deposition where lawmakers will be able to ask her questions about anything. Obviously, it's going to relate to the Epstein case, but those are settings where they can ask whatever they like. And she presumably would be under oath and have an obligation to be truthful from prison and answer those questions. So that will be a major development in this story when that day comes, if she decides to say anything other than, I plead the fifth.
Right. Joe Khalil, live for us there on Capitol Hill. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.